What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. So if you've seen my short this morning, you know I'm at my brother-in-law's, and we're gonna do the lower ball joints on this F-150. It's a 2014 and it's lifted. Now, y'all know I'm not a Ford guy, but he is, if you can't tell. That's his black truck also. And then my sister's truck is a Ford Explorer, but he does have this Jeep, which is nice. Now this is the truck. He's already got it jacked up. He's ready to go, man. We're about to get it done. So man, we're gonna get into it. We gotta take everything off, man. So we gotta remove the tie rod end, the upper control arm ball joint. We're gonna take the brake caliper off and the rotor off to reduce weight. And then we're gonna get in here and get busy. Got one snap ring, and then I got a BFH. If you don't know what a BFH is, that's what's up. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna do the other side first. Then when we jump to this side where I got more room, I'll click y'all back on and we'll go through the process. And one more thing I wanna note, man, y'all know how we get down around here, so we're all about safety. So we got it jacked up, we're using jack stands. We got it chalked, and he also backed his Jeep up to where the tire is hitting the back bumper, man. Because this driveway is such a slope, we don't wanna take any chances. So we're gonna get started. We'll go through this. All right, guys, we blew this one apart, dude, in like 30 minutes, man. So we will go through the process on the other side. But look, I'll step back here. That's the reason why. Look at the room difference. I'm working in a tight spot. Yeah. And then over here, I got all this room, see? So like I stated earlier, once we get to this side, I'll click you on. We'll go through what we have to take off and then put back on. So here we go, man. We're about to get this party started. So we're gonna start with the brake caliper. We have a 12, and then the inside, just like on a Dodge, they're 13/16. We're gonna undo our cable here, our ABS cable, and then we're gonna loosen this up, our upper control arm ball joint bolt. We're gonna pop this tie rod end off. But like I stated, man, first things first, we're gonna get the brake caliper off, get the rotor off and out of the way, and then we'll carry on from there. So let's get this party started. All right, man, so we're gonna start out, do your little caliper trick. You know, you just need to decompress your pads just enough, man, right? To slide your caliper off with ease. Like I stated, 13 millimeter for here. So if you've seen the pin was spinning, we gotta get a little back up here. See if I can't get these channel locks on there. There we go. Just use a little backup, man, to back that thing off. Got my trusty milk crate here to hold my caliper. That's important. Same thing. Once it's loosened up, you can just back it off of there. You know how I like to do it, bottom first so the top's hanging. Pull the top out, bring it right down on our bucket here. So once you get your caliper off, you want to take this bracket out right here, the 10 millimeter. You want to take that out just to get the slack off your brake line. You don't want to take any chances with that. Pull that out like so. Pull your ABS wire off of there like that, and then it hangs. That takes the slack off of there. So we got to get our 13/16, and we're going to work on these back bolts. Get this caliper mounting bracket off of here, and then we'll pull our rotor off. With these back two bolts, man, these are really tight. So all I'm doing, seeing is to break them loose, you have to push down on the driver's side. I go all the way through with my cheater because you get better leverage trying to pick up. See, and all we need is a little bit at a time. We can spin our ratchet around. Throw our cheater back on there. I mean, once you get it to break, see, it'll start coming down pretty easy. And then that's that. So let me get this out of the way. I'll get this rotor off, and then we'll get into disconnecting everything else that we need to take off to get to that lower ball joint. So once you get your caliper mounting bracket off, your brake pads will come with that. Then you take off your rotor. Lost train of thought for a second, fellas. We'll pop the rotor off. Now we're just disconnecting everywhere that our ABS wire is connected, right? Y'all gotta love these little plastic clips. Get this screwdriver. There it is, got it. Disconnect it up here. You push it out of your tab here, right? And then disconnect it. Pull your lock out, which is your red piece there. You got to get that lock off of there. Once that pops back like that, depress your tab. It might take a little bit, but then you work your plug out. Check this out, dude. So if you have a plug like this, you see in the back there, can you see that red lock tab right there? So check this out. Push it in, just like that, bam, disconnected. So that's out of the way. We'll lay this over here. Now let me gather my tools. We're gonna take the tie rod end off. I have a trick to take that off so you don't tear your boot up if you're gonna reuse the old one. And then we'll get to the upper and lower ball joints, handle it. So I got my Carter keys out here. The one on the bottom lower ball joint is a locking nut on your tie rod end. So 13/16. I'm sorry. 3/4. It's a 3/4. And they have been really tight, so we got our cheater bar out here today. Now, if you notice something with this, it's something to pay attention to. See how I'm loosening it up? And that upper control arm is coming up? So, that's key that you leave this in there. Because you still have to get your tie rod broke loose and your lower ball joint broke loose and separated from the spindle. So you want that top control arm for support and control over your knuckle. Now the bottom one is a 7/8. Same cheater here. And I'm just breaking them loose for now, right? Just so they're loose. We're gonna jump over here. Now, truthfully, your tie rod's the only one you need a deep socket for. Once again, the cheater. Gotta love that old cheater. And there it went. Now, here's the trick. So, we're gonna reuse this tie rod end, and the last thing you wanna do is tear up your boot so your grease leaks out. Get a crowbar on your tie rod end, on the knuckle of your truck for leverage. And then you're just gonna whack the side of it. See that? Boot's in perfect shape. Now I can get my tie rod off, put it back in and reuse it, no issues. I got my ball joint separator here for the bottom one because the boot don't matter on this one. Then I got my trusty BFH. So here we go. Alright, give me a second. We're gonna turn that thing over. Here we go. Good Lord, that thing is in there. All right. Now, to note, I did leave my bolts on there, top and bottom, because I don't want this thing to just fall and hit the ground. So we're just gonna keep chipping at it. And that's just how it goes. We got it popped, man. We're gonna pull this bottom bolt off here. Right? I'll show y'all. See, it's loose there. Took that old tool to town, didn't we? But it is what it is. So here's the fun part. We're gonna pull the top bolt off. As we do, the control arm will go up and the whole spindle will come off in my nephew's hand. So here we go with the fun. All right, Junior, get a hold of it, bud. Just like the other side, man, the whole thing's gonna come. You ready? All right, let's get it. Don't let it fall, tear anything up, man. Pick up on it a little bit. Come on. Put some muscle into it, boy. Man, you're killing me. What do you think we ought to do? Drop back and punt? Man, that joker is on there. All right, we're gonna keep messing with it. There it goes. And look, there it is. The whole spindle's off. Here's our issue. Look at that. This one didn't show any signs of wear with the play test like that, up and down. But I mean, it wouldn't hurt to change that. That's probably not the best. So we're gonna pull the grease sert out, pull the pin off, drive it through, and then put the new one in. We got the grease sert out. Now I'm gonna show y'all how to pull these snap rings off without a snap ring set of pliers. So this is how we do it anyway. You get your needle nose, pry it apart, get that screwdriver put up underneath it and pry it up. All right? Hold on. At that point, get your pliers, hold it, and then run your screwdriver around there. Watch your eyes, man, that thing's gonna pop. There it is. Just like that. Now, I'm gonna give my hammer and we're gonna drive this thing out real quick. Here we go, man. Got that 4-pound BFH. This is how we do it. Boom. 2 hits, easy as that. We're gonna clean all this up and then get our press tool and we're gonna pop that next one in. I got a little surprise with that for y'all too on how we have to rig it up. So we got it cleaned out. We used this brush, shoved it down in there, cleaned it out good. I put a little WD-40 in there. Now before I get my tool set up, I wanted to go over this. This here is the original nut that came off this ball joint right here. And this is the new one that came with the new ball joint. So man, me personally, that is a much more rigid nut. So I'm going back with the old one because that's kind of dinky. Here's our setup, man. It's what we had to go with. So we went to the auto parts and got the ball joint press kit. So you want to get the cup that's gonna fit right on the outside of your ring here. You don't want to hit that boot. So what I mean is that they give you a couple. That one, no good. It's gonna tear your boot up, ruin your brand new ball joint. That obviously is way too big. So luckily they give you one that fits, I mean perfect, around the edge of that. And then you have to use your plate. Make sure you use the plate with the hole, see? They give you 2 of them. Tie rod, ball joint won't go through there, but it will go through that one. So you gotta make sure that's there too. Now one more thing, now this is how we came up with the way to do it, because to put this on top, even like this, right? With the beveled edge right here, you put it like that, this part of your ball joint hits when it comes through. So you'll never get it seated. You'll fight yourself until you ruin your new ball joint. And to use one of these cups up top like this doesn't work, because then your ball joint press isn't wide enough to go over it. So this is what we came up with, and it works. So you get your whole setup like this, right? Get it set up in there as good as you can. Now we got I'm even gonna give you the size. It looks like a 2 3/4 hole saw, right? And it fits perfect in that cup. And then a little back embrace. So with that, is how we had to get the other one in there, and it worked. All right, so we got everything lined up. You make sure your cup's perfect around that edge right there, because if it slides off, it's gonna mess your boot up. Then you make sure your ball joint, the end of it, the threaded ends through your plate and through the hole in the bottom of your thing here. Now, like I said, they didn't have an adapter to go over the top of this that was short enough to fit, but tall enough to let the top of this ball joint right here all the way through past flush. So we come up with this idea and it works. Now, I'm gonna get it to roll around here, just like so, right? And it's already starting to go in, so we're gonna throw the impact on it. We're gonna let the good times roll. Here we go. See how that ball joint started, that cup started to slide? You gotta reset, man. You will tear that boot up and then you ruined your ball joint. It's just gonna leak. All right, man, we got us reset here. We reposition. I have to get the crowbar back here and hold the tool because it's coming around and pulling it off center. So here we go, man, full send. One second. Just trying to slide off of here. Okay. Nah, not yet. Hold on. There we go. See what we got to go through, guys? Here we go. Nope. That popped it right out of there. All right, man, let's get this set up. We got to do something a little different and then we'll get it going. The process in putting everything back together is the same. We got it fully seated with our little rig, man. It worked. That's perfect. Now, before I let y'all get out of here, man, I want to show y'all how to put this snap ring on without a pair of snap ring pliers. I feel like it's kind of important, so we're going to put it in the video. Now, what you want to do is you want to get one side started in there. Just like that there. And then you're going to hold it, and you're going to get a little bite, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to get my nephew to give me a hand so I can hold this one side down. So you're going to hold one side in as best as you can, whichever side works best. And then as you hold it down, you want little bites, right? See, you get little bites. Ah, this one's gonna be a pain. The other one snapped right in there, man. Go figure. Got the camera on. We're gonna have to fight it. There it goes. So you do it like that, but you gotta hold it down, man. If you don't hold it down with your finger, it's probably gonna come back out on you. Just like that right there. Well, hold on. It is easier if you got the right tools, but man, y'all already know, dude. Y'all know how the Auto God DIY does it with whatever I got. See that? See how it's snapping around? Just keep your finger right there where you just got done popping it in. You get that last little bit. Let me get underneath it here. Just like so. Little bite with the tip of your screwdriver. Bam. There it is. Make sure it's in there. To check, spin it. If it spins freely, it's all the way in the groove. If it doesn't spin, it's hanging up on something and you need to check it. Here it is, fellas, all buttoned up, back together, buttoned up. Carter keys in and bent over. Cable ran for the ABS. And get down here, show y'all, look at that new ball joint. Nice, pretty, both sides are done. Got everything bolted back up, looking good. So check it out, dude. Total time, about 2.5 hours to do both sides. That's to tear it down like I showed you and then put it back together. Now, that was what we was getting into today. So if y'all are watching this, once again, like I stated, it's because enough people said they wanted to see the content. Now, with all that, dude, that's how you're gonna do your lower ball joints on your Ford F-150. 2014 is the year. Now the principle, the general principle of doing it would be the same across the board. Now, with all that being said, man, I'm gonna get out of here, get to the house, take me a shower, get this video put out for y'all, and we'll live a happy life. So with all that, keep living that dream, doing your thing. Like and subscribe. Always drop your boy a comment and let me know what you think about different types of content.